Let me post on Instagram. Okay. Am I live? It says I am. Let me just make sure real quick, because why do I feel like I'm not actually live? Hey, boo. Hey. Okay, I am live. Okay, great. Hi, Catherine. Sorry, I'm posting that I'm live. Hi, you look so good, girly. Thank you. Hey, okay, there everybody is. What's up, everybody? Love the look. Thank you. Merry Christmas, you guys. If you celebrate Brandon, oh my God, hey. Merry Christmas to everybody who celebrates. Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, what other December holidays? Yule. Even if you're atheist or agnostic, just happy holidays. New Year's is in a week. What are your guys' New Year's resolutions? What are your guys' manifestations for the new year? Thank you so much for answering. Hi, Tawanda, girl. Sending you so much love. I'm sending that right back to you, girl. Thank you so much for answering my question. I'm not going back to the old story, and I'm working on my self-concept. Rosemary, I am so proud of you. You make me so proud all the time. Every time we talk, I'm so proud of you. Oh my God. Yes, sis. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Anon. Sorry, I'm posting on my Instagram that I'm live. So, to be ultra famous, period. I just listened to your podcast episode today and it was needed. I'm glad. I kind of forget what the episode was about, so let me look. Sorry. Why you must believe it before you see it, period. I know that's right. Can I ask you a question? Only if it's appropriate. Well, you look gorgeous. Thank you. I went out to dinner this night, so I was like, let me just go live, because somebody commented and was like, oh my God, can you go live this week? And I said yes, so I'm keeping that promise to whoever. Where's my podcast? Under every YouTube video, it's like the first link, or you can go to the about section of my channel and it's linked. So yeah. Manifesting waist length hair. I'm about 3 inches off, but I gotta get a trim. Trims only make your hair grow faster. I'm not even just affirming that, but it's just the truth. You're so sweet and you're the best teacher. Everything is a story, so stop telling stories you don't want is the only advice you need. I know that's right. Okay. Okay. I'm just trying to post this Instagram story. I get so distracted. Anyways. Follow my new Instagram if you haven't. It's in I posted it in the community tab, so. Post. Sorry, guys. All right, it's posted. All right. Everybody say Merry Christmas. It's the Manifesting Gaia podcast. You look so ethereal. Thank you guys for the compliments. So why did my SP go back to third party while I was manifesting him? What does this mean? That number one, you let 3D have more control over you. That number two, you assume the worst. Number three, you don't realize that you give everything meaning. Number four, you're not realizing that you're looking at a neutral 3D and assigning a negative meaning. Number five, you need to work on self-concept. Number six, you are not realizing that there's infinite realities, and there are infinite, many realities, hundreds of thousands of millions of trillions of realities where you and your specific person are together. So, and you're not putting that in your awareness. So you need to be more aware of that fact, because that is not it. And you need to know your worth and value. Guy went out to dinner and ate in every way. I'm screaming. Thank you. Hey, I'm trying to manifest. Oh my God, this is perfect. I'm trying to manifest my apartment ASAP. Any tips? Anyone? Toxic household. First of all, I just filmed 2 rampages. One of them was moving to your dream like apartment, house, whatever, and the second was getting out of a toxic situation. I think I'm gonna post a toxic situation one tomorrow, just because like I know a lot of people are in that situation. So, but number one is just, the same basic story about like knowing you have it, knowing you're moving, know how much you deserve it, know how much you don't deserve to be in a toxic situation. That toxic situations are not normal, and it's not even like being free is a birthright. Like everybody should be born free, everybody should be born with peace, with happiness, with freedom. So I would say self concept, that you are in control, that it may seem that other people have control on you, but you are in control, and that you are all that you ever need to be free, that all the resources that you need are available to you now, that all the opportunities that you'll ever need are available to you now, that the world is working in every which way to get you to be free because it's what you deserve, because you'll be out of the situation. And the best part is, nobody can affect you in your imagination. So, as much as you can, saturate your mind with being free. How would you feel? What would you be doing? How would you decorate your new apartment? All of that good stuff. Um, what time is it in New York City now? 12:30 in the morning on December 25th, Monday. Um, you look so pretty. Thank you, guys. I'm so down and unhappy all the time. What can I do to change this? There are many things. You can remind yourself of reasons you have to be happy. Like, what is it? What's the law? It's not a spiritual law, it's like a science law, but it's like for every. I don't know, but basically, oh no, I think it's the law of polarity, but like for every negative thing, there's a positive thing, like experience vice versa. So I don't know what you're sad and down about, but there's so much to be happy about. Be happy that you have a mobile device, that you have access to YouTube, that you have access to law of assumption, that you have access to change your life, that you know what it means to be in control, that you wake up every day, that you have a bed to go to sleep in, that you have food, that you have walking, that you have working legs, that you have access to literally everything. Like the world is at your fingertips. You have access to cat videos, you have access to educational videos, you have the ability to change your life, starting with a better routine, a better morning routine, a better night routine, whatever. Like there's so many resources to be better, and you are actually very, very blessed. Not to downplay how upset you are or whatever's making you upset, but you are very blessed. There are so many things to be happy about. So always think about things that you could be happy about. Yes, Layla, this is going to be saved to YouTube. I'm manifesting a successful business. Catherine, you already have a successful business. You have so many clients. Your business is booming, popping. Hi, Nash. Nash. Hi, Meaty. Oh my God, you're so nice, girl. Sorry, I'm gonna go back up to the comments, but I'm just kind of scrolling. I love you too, Vivian. That's my aunt's name. Her birthday's the day before mine, so slay. I feel so much more powerful after working on my self-concept. Thank you. I know that's right. Exactly. Guys, self-concept is the answer. Like all these what about questions about circumstances, questions about 3D. Self-concept. Like yesterday. Like that's your Christmas gift to yourself, is working on self-concept. Okay. Okay, let me go back up now because where's everybody watching from? What time is it where everybody's watching? Just let me know. Alright, I scrolled a little bit too far back up. LOL. Okay, so I have a history with my specific person. Wait, with my SP's friends. Okay, if you know what I mean. Oh, okay, I know what you mean. He holds this against me and says he can never be with me. Girl, we don't care what he has to say. Like, at the end of the day, he's you pushed out. If he doesn't, if first of all, if you don't care, why should he? He doesn't care. I don't even know where to start with him. Please help. Please, anything helps. Thank you so much. Everybody's you pushed out. Everybody is you pushed out. He's just reflecting the story. You keep telling yourself he's not going to be okay with you. You keep telling yourself you can't be together because he doesn't know how to get over it. He is the least I don't know how to word that in a grammatically correct way, but he is the least grudge holder you know. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, he is the most laid back, chillax person. He doesn't care. He's like, the past is the past, but I want you because you are so beautiful, you are so amazing, you are so valuable. I can't imagine my life without you. And then you gotta remind yourself of that. You're so beautiful, you're so amazing, you're so valuable, and nobody can imagine their life without you. Like, it's not your fault that his friends thought you were attractive, because you are. Manifesting married housewife and travel with my husband, and being dipped off away from many people. Oh wait, being oh, congratulations. You will. You are that. Is it normal to suddenly start feeling strong emotions when manifesting for something? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I hope they're good emotions and that you're starting to believe what you're saying and you're like, yes, I can do this. Any advice on choosing, any advice for choosing between two SPs? Manifest them all. Why not? Oh, I know I can have either one, but I don't know which one to choose. Manifest them both. Kind of seeing one of them, but we aren't official yet. Manifest them both. Like, manifest them both. Be like, you know what? I'm just gonna choose the reality because creation is finished. I'm just gonna choose the reality where I'm already with them, and whoever is the best to me is who gets to have me. If you can't pick them both. Like, at least you'll know. You'll have an idea. Like, don't live life in regret. Just do everything. Try everything. Like Shakira said, try everything. I know you already covered this, but what is the easiest way to manifest appearance change? And by the way, you look amazing like always. Thank you, love. There are many ways to go about appearance change. Y'all know I'm a personal affirmer. I'm a personal tell my what's it called? Inner conversations person. Like, talk to myself with the talk to myself how I talk to myself with the appearance change, whether it's weight, I'll be like, oh my god, girl, I'm so skinny, like, oh my god. Or if it's like, growing muscles, oh my god, I'm so toned, I'm so fit, like, I'm so thick, whatever. I know my appearance video, or it was my weight loss video actually, but I was like, you can imagine like people talking about you and being like, oh my god, her nose is so slim, like whatever, like, how did she do it? She's lost so much weight, etc. That's what I would do. Um, Hey, do you have any tips for manifesting singing voices, like manifesting a strong voice? Um, as like, if you're not telling yourself the story that you don't have it, I don't see, and you're just identifying with it, I don't see why like nothing should be in the way. So identify with it and don't tell yourself the opposite story. What would you say if you had to convince someone who's extremely skeptical that manifestation is real? I would give them the scientific side of it. Like, I wouldn't explain it like, oh, assume. Sorry, I'm catching up on the comments. I wouldn't just say assume. Like, oh, your assumptions create. Like, I'd be like, girl, neuroplasticity, reticulating activating system, explaining how the subconscious works, explaining the different sleep states and how when you're asleep, like, that's why affirmation tape works, because it bypasses your subconscious. Tell them to practice it on little things that they have no resistance to. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't keep trying to force someone, because I understand, like, if you've never heard anything about manifestation and somebody's like, oh my god, yeah, just assume like you're rich and you'll be rich, people are gonna be like, what the heck are you talking about? So I always go with the scientific, logical side. Obviously, I would show them, like, but all you gotta do is look up, oh, how do affirmations change the brain? And like 6,000 articles are gonna come up. Like, it's not some secret society. It's literally in front of our faces every day. And people just aren't privy to it. So, yeah, I'd go with the scientific route. You are so sweet for doing this on Christmas Eve. Thank you. You are welcome. I already said I love you, but I still love you. But I did focus on just me and SP the whole time. He blocked me. I'm talking to third party again. I literally affirmed he's obsessed with me. So why do things manifest the opposite way? I always say there is no opposite. It is neutral until you assign the story, because there is no future. Like, you in this current moment are repeating the story. I would say just focus on you right now and not SP, because if you see yourself as irresistible, like there is no third party. Like if it's not you, it's nobody. This won't be happening. I love your videos. I'm manifesting $10,000 for the upcoming week before New Year's. Work from home job pays $100,000 a year, and a sugar daddy that only wants to send me money. Period. Also, can you speak about eye appearance change? I'm assuming you mean eye color. But yeah, same thing, guys. Same thing. You know how many people eyes colors change like that aren't the same when they're kids, or people that have multiple colored eyes? Like I see it all the time. Like another thing is what you want. Not even like another person, like like tons of people already have. It's identity work. Now, obviously, no, that's it. It's actually just identity work. It's I can change my eyes. And that's also one of my biggest motivations. It's like if somebody else has it, I can have it too. Not only because somebody else has it, but number one, if somebody else who has no power in my reality can have something, I don't care if it's natural or not. Manifestation is natural. You identifying with having a certain color eyes is natural. Like you're identifying with not having it. So now you're identifying with having it and you're gonna repeat it so it feels natural. And when it feels natural, you'll be like, it's not even a second thought. Like, yeah, I have these eyes. And we're not looking for it because I validate myself. Like, how annoying is it to look for 3D validation all the time and never get it? That's why we validate ourselves. Leaky, I'm not saying that right, but leaky mixer, you are affirming to get and you determine the 3D is giving you the opposite. Just keep resisting. Exactly. I'm just trying to make sure there's good comments, but because sometimes I don't be up to comments and people be saying stuff. Tawanda, if you don't mind, I'm gonna make you a moderator just because I trust you. Anyways, and you be on the lives all the time. Where am I at on these comments? How can I manifest perfect health for someone else? See them as perfect health. Change the story that every time you talk to them, they're always bragging about how good their health is. Imagine a conversation where they went to the doctors. Girl, the doctor said they had good health. They are the healthiest person you know. Boom, boom, boom. Thanks, Gaia. I appreciate all your help, all your videos. I already know what apartment I want, just trying to get it. You're not trying, you are. You are not separate from outer creation. You are outer creation, actually. Everything, these earrings, this necklace, this jaqueta, everything was in somebody's mind. It doesn't just show up because we would be in no control if that was the case. It's all in somebody's mind. Okay, YouTube was in somebody's mind before it was YouTube. This channel was in my mind before it existed, guys. It didn't just pop up. I didn't just start making videos. I had to get it in my head first. Don't worry about the 3D, dear. If you hyper focus on how you see things you don't want, how can what you want show up? I feel so much. I already read that. Sorry, guys. I keep rereading old comments. Okay. Sri Lanka, 11 a.m. 12. Okay, so a lot of people are on the East Coast. Shout outs. 11:30 in Mexico. Yes, girl. 7:32 p.m. Oh, yeah. You're in Hawaii. People say time isn't real and it doesn't matter. What do you think? I 100% agree. Time isn't real because you can only ever experience the present moment. Like you thinking about the past, or anything you're experiencing in the past is you having thoughts in the present moment, but you're not you're not in, like, there's no way to actually be in the present moment. And then the future is just thoughts that you're having about a reality that's possible, but you're not actually experiencing physically, obviously, in the present moment. So there is no time because you can't experience time is infinite yet non-existent at the same time. Like if I'm like, okay guys, I'm gonna upload something in 2 weeks, 2 weeks isn't something I can actually experience. Like, yeah, we have human time and I can experience, but like I can only experience 2 weeks in the present moment. Like, there will always be a 2 weeks from now forever. Like, there's no way to actually experience future time because there is only the present. I hope that made sense. But yeah, I don't know how to explain it better than that, but yeah, time doesn't exist. Watching from Delaware, 12:30. Um, I don't like. Okay, here's my thing. Because somebody said you have to keep persisting or it won't manifest. I'm not one of those people that tell you to keep persisting when you're like struggling, when you're stressed out, because I think that can create unhealthiness. Like, you have to know why you're doing it, and you're doing it to change your identity. Like, you're not getting anything out of telling yourself it's not here, it's not working, it's hard, I can't do it, da 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 da. So you are repeating to either number one, like, fill your mind with something else, because all this complaining isn't getting you anywhere, or number two, well, and number two, to change how you identify, to get used to the new story. And it's not going to click at first because you haven't been telling yourself a different story up until this point. And number two, it's not even dominant because you've been telling yourself the old story and you've been believing it up until this point. So you guys can't really give up because you don't believe it or 3D isn't what you want. Like, because at the end of the day, you still expect it to go back to how it was, or you still expect your SP to be with a third party, or you still expect to only get paid by your minimum wage job. Like, we need new expectations, and in order to expect something new, you need to identify as something new, and in order to identify as something new, you need to switch your state. Now, you could switch your state using techniques, but don't just do a technique to get something in the 3D, because you're not understanding that you are not separate from the 3D. Again, everything on my body, this app, like my phone, everything was in somebody's mind. So if you want to change it, you have to stop being like, oh, 3D isn't changing. 3D is literally in your mind. Like, what do you mean? Imagine your 3D to be something different and accept no other outcome. And I know it's easier said than done some days, but that's why you keep going. Like, anyways, thanks for listening to my little rant. Hi, guy, you look so pretty. Thank you, Scorpio Glow. Question: it's been 3 years with no contact. Is it too late? No, girl. I manifested, I think mine was 3 years too, from out of no contact. And it was just like, we never were out of contact. Should I give up? No. Watching from Texas. I was supposed to be in Texas for Christmas, but I don't know. I'm just going to be chill at home. Anyways, it's never too late, girl. You know how many people are like 25 years no contact? Like, the amount of time doesn't matter. And I said this in my video from earlier this year. It was called Taking Your Power Back from 3D. If you go to my playlist and you go under, it's something 3D. Like, the playlist name has something to do with 3D. It's under there. But I was like, just because something's been a certain way for a long time doesn't mean it's hard. It's going to be harder. Like, if you had a lamp in your house that has been in the same spot and hasn't been moved in 10 years, is that going to be harder than to pick up a lamp that's only been in the same spot for a day? No, it's not about the amount of time you have been apart. Like, time, first of all, it doesn't exist again. And even if it did, it's a 3D circumstance. Like, it does, like, there is no time delay in your mind. When you visualize something, it's instant. When I affirm, the way I speak instantly. Like, everything, any technique that you can do to experience your desire is instant. And the only reason we're doing techniques is to experience the fulfillment of our desires. So, no, there's no such thing as too long. You can change your identity instantly. Like, I'm in contact with my man. Instant. Period. Self-concept is really the answer. I was introduced to the law in 2021 and only started seeing movement with my manifestations after I started working on self-concept. I would push it off and affirm my self-concept. My self-concept is perfect. Ever since working on my self-concept, everything goes my way as it should because I'm the opera in power. Yes. Merry Christmas, Hong. What a great way to look at things. Thank you. I love you. You're welcome. Excuse me. I changed my SP affirmations every month and reacted and spiraled a lot. Should I just give up? You can't give up on being yourself. The only thing you're changing, you are not changing SP, you are not changing 3D. The only thing you're changing is yourself. So you're always going to be a version of yourself, because as long as you're breathing and existing, you're identifying with a version of yourself. Love, not loved, in a relationship, not in a relationship, trying to manifest, has manifested, it's hard to manifest, it's easy to manifest, etc. So you're always going to be an identity. I just think, just, that's why I said just focus on your stuff, girl, because Brandon, I think I'm going to make you a mod too. Yeah, period. All right. Honestly, I gave up with manifesting SP after only seeing the opposite, but I always remind myself that nothing is terminal, and one day when I'll have a better mindset, I'll be able to manifest them. And that's fine. Like, if you realize that it's honestly like you need to step back and like work on yourself, that's perfect. That there's nothing wrong with that. Like, they're always gonna be there. And when you actually do change, you're gonna realize I was doing too much. Like, I was really doing too much like a year ago. Let me try this again now that I really am different and I really am ready and I'm really not attached to them and I see my value now. How to manifest travel for next year. Where do you want to go? Somehow, some way, you're gonna get there. Somehow, some way, the world is gonna assist you in getting there because everything works out for you. Boom, 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 boom. What do you think about reality shifting, like Hogwarts reality shifting? I have no idea about that. Like, I believe it. I believe it happens. I believe it works, whatever. But I've never tried it, and it's just not like it's not something that I want to do. But let me know if you guys are into that and if you've done it and where you've gone. I hope you're doing well, sis. I am. How are you? Any plans for the New Year's? I don't think so. I'm not really like a New Year's girl. Like, I celebrate Halloween before I celebrate New Year's. I don't know. Like, I don't really like do the whole party thing for New Year's. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. Maybe I'll manifest an event to come up because I have no idea who's having any events. So just use. Oh, yeah, yeah. Do you have contact with Sammy Ingram, Rita, Electrosol? Rita, yeah. We are mutuals on literally everything. I talk to her quite a lot. Oh my god, what makes me so mad is I remember I didn't know she was moving. I didn't know she was moving out of New York. And I remember how I was like, "Oh my god, I want to like hit her up to collab and stuff." And I was like, and I put it off for so long. I don't know why. And then the week I was gonna hit her up, she like moved out of New York and started touring Europe. And I was like, and she was like, I'm not like she's just not moved. She hasn't moved back. I don't even know where in the world she is. Like, she just travels so much, and I'm like, I'm mad because I literally could have been out. Electra Soul, I've talked to like a couple of, and she's like interacted with my stuff, but I don't like, we never had like a full blown conversation, but we've done like little back and forth. Like, she'll like retweet my stuff, like whatever, or like, I don't know. Like, she quoted one of my rampages and she was like, the one about changing your parents, and she was like, I'm so glad you made this. Like, thank you for making this for everybody. Like, da 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 da. I was like, you're welcome, girl. But yeah, I would love to see her. She's in Florida, I think, Electra Soul. But I listen to your travel, having all your desired money rampages. They're part of my daily routine and I appreciate them. I'm glad. I also can I manifest a personality change? Like, I want to always be able to make good conversations out of thin air and make the something very enjoyable. Yeah, personality is just identity. Your personality is your personal reality. So, who are you? You are somebody who makes good conversations. You are so sociable. You're such an extrovert. You are the easiest conversation carrier. You are a social butterfly. You bring conversation out of everybody. There's never awkward silence. Gaia has a good video on combining self-concept with SP affirmations. I have a video on that. What video is that? I mean, I definitely talk about it, but did I make a video? I probably did. I just have so many. I don't even know. You're so right. I viewed it as something to be ashamed of because of society. Girl, if society is saying something you don't agree with, then society is wrong. But in reality, I was just hot. Like, if anything, he is lucky Out of all his friends, I would choose him. Oh, this is about, yeah. Exactly. Hey guy, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Jasmine. Could you send some motivation advice? Have an Xmas list to manifest by today. Take away the time. Take away the time. Again, there is no time. Manifestation is instant. You should live in the wish fulfilled. If anything has to do with manifesting on a time crunch, wish fulfilled. Manifest by today and New Year's, but keep getting triggered by 3D time and checking 3D. Stop checking. This is the only validation you'll ever need. Ever. You are good enough, you're worthy enough. And even if, which we're not even affirming, but even if like, oh, today goes by and like you don't have it in the 3D, which really doesn't even have any power, like still keep going. It does not mean you failed. And honestly, at the end of the day, you are in control. Like, you're the operating power. Like, okay, what if I, like, okay, if I give gifts on the January 6th, then I give gifts on January 6th. Like, I am the gift. I am the present. Hello. Like, y'all will get your gifts when you get them. But yeah, like, entertain it. Girl, thanks for making me a mod, of course, girl. My SP just texted me. Oh my god. Congratulations, Catherine. I was affirming that he's missing me every time I felt like I missed my fam today. Oh my god, congratulations. Everybody say congrats, Catherine. I never want to be pregnant or give birth, so I just manifest my boyfriend's okay with the surrogate. I'm screaming. Later in life, or doesn't want kids at all. And you can totally do that. Like, you could totally be like, is, somebody you want doesn't, if, differences, whether it's like political differences, you're like, why does he support that? You can change that. Or like, I don't want kids. You can change that. I'm always surprised when manifestations happen. Don't be. Like, this is what it means to be a conscious creator. What do I do when I'm having a hard time believing my affirmations? You don't have to believe your affirmations. You will when when your mind starts to accept, but you're not controlling your mind accepting. You're doing it to either switch or, like, in the beginning, you're not going to believe it because you've been so programmed to run on 3D showing you evidence or you having past experiences to validate it. If you don't have the past experience to validate it, sorry, my comments just went all the way down. But the point is, you don't need that, and you don't need to believe it. Like, I don't know how to, like, I can't even put it into words because it's a feeling, but like, get self-concept to a point where it's like, if I desire it, it doesn't matter if I don't believe it. Like, it's going to happen because it's me. It's going to happen because I desire it. It's going to happen because I don't get desires for no reason. Yeah, I'm affirming, but I'm not affirming, affirmations aren't my savior. I am. Like, I already have it. The affirmations are just to remind me. So don't like force affirmations to resonate. They already resonate because I already have it. Like, at the end of the day, if I already have it, then how I feel about affirmations don't matter. Because I already got it. All right, comments went all the way down. All right. Oh my god, I made it. Hey, Autumn. Okay, I see some people. Oh my god, I'm so lost on these comments. Hold on. All right. How do I stop worrying about time when it comes to... Okay, so some people are asking about money and debt and getting a job and stuff. What would your life be after the debt? What would your life be with a job? What would your routine look like? Okay, you wake up at 7 to get ready for 9 o'clock. How do you like it? What's your coworker like? What's the salary? What's your work environment like? Like, how much free time do you have? What do you do after work? What is your routine? Have the routine. Like, literally go through your whole day in your head with your job. Stop worrying about time with money because, first of all, time isn't real. Second of all, it's all 3D. Like, it's all 3D. Like, self-concept, financial self-concept. I have a video on that. But financial self-concept, like, money is something that is everywhere. And I'm not just saying that. It's literally everywhere. It's literally a piece of paper that we give meaning to. It's literally being printed every second of the day. People get paid for doing actually nothing. So this isn't something that you should be freaking out over, because money wants to be in your life. Money wants to flow to you. Money wants to be your friend. You get to have it. You get to have it because you are enough. You always have more than enough. You're always fulfilled. And getting out of debt is just people telling you you're in debt at the end of the day. Like, at the end of the day, we're on a floating rock, guys. Like, all this debt, taxes, student loans, credit scores, like, it just, in the grand scheme of things, it just doesn't matter. Especially, half those things didn't exist before the 70s. So it's like, it's really made up. It's not even like my grandma didn't grow up with that, so she has a totally different mindset about how that works. Like, I don't even know if that woman has a credit card. She's almost 90. Like, I don't even think she really needed one by the time it was like created and women were allowed to have their own bank accounts. But, like, at the end of the day, it's just an identity. Like, if my grandma's fine without a credit card and credit and stuff, like, that goes to show you really don't need it. And she's fine. Like, she got an iPhone and everything. But but you know, it's just stories, really, at the end of the day. Hi, Alfred. What do you need help with? Oh, are we talking about revision? All right, hold on. I still got a lot of comments. I actually love you. Thank you. This is Def keeping me in check right now, for real. Of course. The thing is, these people don't saturate their mind enough. Once it's done, you feel stable and steady. Right. And I don't want people to confuse saturation with like burning yourself out over a technique. Like, saturation could literally be, all right, I have a negative thought, like, okay, I'm in debt. No, I'm not. Money is the easiest thing ever. I'm going to focus on stabilizing myself instead of telling myself a negative story. It's just that saturation. You just saturated yourself with a new story. Just by being born, just by existing, you are worthy of being loved. Clock it. Affirm that you see how worthy you are, and I promise you can really experience different. That is all I had to do to manifest, especially people, just seeing my own worth. Don't look for your worth in anything else. Not money, not a person, not a job, not a career. Like, look for your worth within yourself. And if you don't see yourself as worthy, that is what you need to change. Revision works, right? Yeah. How do people revise their grades without checking? Like, I'm graduating school to go to college. Congratulations. So when I'm revising, how do I know it's done? Like, what do I do? Just affirm. The same way you know you failed a test without checking. Like, you just decide. Like, how people take tests and they're like, oh, I know I just bombed that, and don't even have a grade in the system, and then get the grade back and they failed. Like, it is the same as that, just the positive experience. Like, what do you mean? Hold on. Guys, my comments keep going all the way back down. It's actually annoying. Literally, like, that's literally it. Like, you guys, like, I want you guys to know how much you've already done all the questions you're asking with the negative experience. Like, oh, how do I know I have money without checking my bank account? Girl, how do you know your bank account's the same before you even check? Because you already assume it. You expect it so bad that you don't even need the validation. Like, you just know it. So you got to change your identity, Alfred. You are a scholar. Like, it's not even about, like, why wouldn't it? Why would it not? Like, ask yourself that question. Why would the grades not be an A's? Like, for the simple fact that I desire it, why would my reality not bend over backwards to give me what I want? Okay. Subliminal I made with affirmations for a free apartment. Rosemary, you make subliminals? How to focus on myself when brain automatically starts thinking about SP. Girl, black hair looks so good on you. Thank you. It's because I don't wear it often. Like, if I wear it too much, anyways, but thank you. Well, okay, sometimes, like, if I were to think about my SP, I'd be like, and, like, especially if it's a lot, I'll be like, this is really them thinking about me and, like, transmitting their own thoughts to me. Like, dang, they think about me this much. So I'll be like, if I'm thinking about them a lot, I'll be like, this is them thinking about me. Like, no, they're the ones obsessed with me. Second of all, if your brain is constantly focusing on somebody else rather than you, you probably have them on the pedestal and you need to boot them yesterday. You need to revalue yourself. You are the prize. You are valued. You are loved. You are chosen. Yes. But yeah, I just tell myself that little story. Like, they're really thinking about me like this. Like, dang, this SP is so obsessed with me. Can't stop thinking about me. My God, like, leave me alone. I feel like you already answered this, but why does the opposite manifest? Because you tell yourself that the opposite is manifesting. Like, 3D is neutral. Neutral role. Like, all right, if I had a certain amount of followers on 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 Instagram, some people may look at that and be like, damn, my followers are not moving. Some people look at that and be like, I have 20 more followers than I had, or I have, okay, let's just say I had like 100 followers. I have 100 more followers than I did when I started this account. My account just keeps growing. Some people look at that and look like, oh my goodness, like, why am I at a plateau? I'm going to start losing followers because I heard that if you're not getting followers often, you're going to start losing them. But it's the same situation, same circumstance, different meanings. And obviously, what you believe is going to happen is going to happen. So it's not the opposite that's happening. You are assigning the opposite is happening. Like, some people look at, like, because a lot of people ask, like, oh, I was affirming or something, but everything went backwards. Some people look at backwards as like, oh, it's just like, if everything's going bad, it just means like your manifestation is just gonna get pushed out. Or if everything's going back, it's like a catapult and you're just gonna sling forward and keep leveling up. I don't teach that, but like, who am I? Who am I to tell people? I know that what you believe creates. So if people believe that, it's probably happening for them. So you really just have to change the way you look at things. Like, when you change the way you look at things, the way things look change. Add a positive meaning. I don't care what it is. Add positive meaning. I worked on my self-concept and the little things started going off. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. But I don't know. As your coach, I can't like entertain, oh, but you know what I mean. Oh, but when the 3D does that thing, I don't know. Because I can't enable that behavior. I don't know. And you shouldn't know what that's like either, because you don't experience anything but what you want happening. Period. Girl, I manifested this. I was like, I hope someone goes live, because for now, in 6 years, no, I'm always alone, so it's a desire to see someone live. Girl, I got you. I just wanted to spend the holidays with you guys. I know some people are by themselves today, so just giving you guys company. You look gorgeous tonight. Thank you. So this just shows manifesting is so easy. Just relax and know it's yours, no resistance. Merry Christmas, girl. Thank you. Thank you. Are you gonna save the live? Yes. Okay, let me go to the bottom first, just to make sure everything's cool. What does it mean if you dream about your manifestation? I've talked about this before, but I think, good or bad, it doesn't matter what type of dream you had about it, as long as you dreamt about it, period. Because bad dreams aren't a bad thing. But to me, I always take it as it's in your subconscious, because your subconscious mind, dreams are like developed based on the information that's in your subconscious mind. So if you're dreaming about your desire, I don't want to say to me as if it's an opinion, but like, it's literally in your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is impressed. So that's good. You're actually amazing at explaining things. 3D is neutral. You give it meaning. When my SP rejected me way back when, I would be like, he's just scared to admit he loves me, before I knew about the law. And it worked. It started to push out hot and cold, yes, but still better than straight up rejection. You're going to tell yourself it's not hot and cold. It's exactly the way you want. Alright, guys, I'm not going to lie. This was just a cute little hop on. So I'm going to be dip in a couple minutes, but I'm going to answer a few more. What to do when parents do not accept SP? So many people are in this situation, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's just me and like the way I grew up, but like I could not care less about what my parents think about my partner. Like, who care? If you want them to like your partner, you gotta change the story of them. Like, they are so accepting. First of all, half of you guys that asked that are grown adults. Like, you're not a child. So you do. First of all, you deserve to be respected. Your partner deserves to be respected. You deserve to be respected for who you're with, regardless. I don't care what ethnicity. I don't care if it's a religion difference. I don't care. If you love someone, you should love them. You should be able to love them freely without anybody else's negative opinions. That's number one. Number two, if you want them to accept, change the story of them. Like, my parents are so accepting. My parents respect me. My parents only care about my happiness, and my partner makes me happy, so they love my partner. Or if you really don't care at the end of the day what your parents think, you just want them to like, or you're just mentally like messed up about it, who cares? Like, who cares what they like? Who cares what anybody else thinks but you? Because I don't. I don't care. Like, it's the love of my life. Are my parents gonna fulfill me in the ways that my partner can? No. So I don't really care. But again, it's up to what you want and how you feel. But me personally, can't tell me nothing about my man. Okay. Could you help me with manifesting someone I haven't met before? I've constantly been in the state of the wish fulfilled, but because it feels amazing and it's meant to be. However, I haven't seen results yet. Then you're not in the state of the wish fulfilled, because you're separating your wish fulfilled with the 3D. You're like, oh, I'm wish fulfilled, but it's not in the 3D. So which one is it? And if it's not in the 3D, I'm gonna dare to assume you're like, you deep down, you're like, it's not in the 3D. 3D is not separate from wish fulfilled, from your techniques, from your state. So you doing, oh, I'm in the wish fulfilled, not in 3D, you're neutralizing the wish fulfilled, because you're accepting that you haven't seen results. Results are as fruitful as your state of being that you're occupying. If you're not occupying a fruitful state of being that gives you your desires, when you're consciously doing it and when you're unconsciously doing it, because it's not enough to do a technique for 2 hours a day and then the other 22 you're like, oh my goodness, I haven't seen results, I never see movement. Number one, you need to learn to validate yourself. Regardless of what I see, everything is working out for me. Regardless of what I see, it is all moving. Movement is always happening. Number two, fulfill yourself with it. Don't fulfill yourself, I don't even know how to put it into words. Like, don't fulfill yourself, I don't know how to word what I'm trying to say. Like fulfill yourself with it, and like actually allow yourself to be submerged with it. Like, sometimes you guys just fulfill yourself like you guys are scared to get your hands dirty. Like, you're scared to believe in yourself is what I'm trying to say. And what are you afraid of? Like, accepting it means I'm no longer allowing my 3D to dictate me. Point blank. Point blank. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Y'all asking a lot of questions. Alright. I'm gonna give you guys like 3 more minutes, because like 1:15 might have to dip. Alright, I'm seeing a lot of the same questions. Like, I'm seeing appearance change. But this live's gonna be uploaded again, so, or it's gonna be uploaded. It's gonna be uploaded. I don't know why I said again. Do I have to affirm and manifest instantly? No, because manifestation is instant. It comes as fast as you identify with it. So, and the only reason why you can't identify something is because of your resistance. And the only limitations that exist are the ones you tell yourself. Like, oh, I have to check it or I won't know. Or I have to check it or it's not going to manifest. You're the one telling yourself that, because I've never said that in my life. Nobody is saying that to you. Like, all the limitations you guys have, nobody says that to you but you. Like, you're the only person that says, these are the circumstances. How do I get out of them? You're telling yourself you're stuck. I don't tell you you're stuck. And I can't tell you you're unstuck to the point where you'll believe it because you are the one controlling your own belief system. Do I have to affirm that I realized? Again, it's instant, man. Like, this separation between what you say and what happens outside of you has to stop. Um, I need to go to college. Honestly, if you're like freaking out over like time or like circumstances, I just go to the very end. Like, if your end goal is to go to college rather than the grade, like, okay, if they were like, it doesn't matter if you're literally failing school, you will get into the college you want regardless. Or if your dream college was like, we have no GPA like requirements, acceptance rate is 100%, you wouldn't be freaking out. You wouldn't even manifest changing your grade because you'd be like, I don't need to because my college doesn't care. So if your goal is actually college and not actually changing the grade, go to that. Like, be in college. Because that's why I don't manifest in steps, because it's like, if it's freaking you out more than and your focus is more on the circumstances than it is your goal of being in college, then just be, like focus on being in college. Like, no matter what happened in high school, I have a success video on that. Like, I was a ABC student, like very little A's, some B's, some C's, and I had a whatchamacallit with Harvard, a Zoom meeting. I did not meet the GPA requirements, but I didn't care. I literally did not care. Like, I don't care what people tell me I need. I am, like, I'm good enough for any school. I'm not gonna lie, I don't care if it's literally, I literally didn't care if it was Harvard. I don't care. Like, a school, like, I don't, school just was never, school just never had power over me. Like, it just can't. Like, how are you gonna tell me I'm not good enough to go to a school? Like, first of all, I have to pay tuition. Like, I pay you anyways. So what do you mean no? The answer is always yes when it comes to me. It's 1:15, guys. Okay. How do I identify as my ideal face? That's such a funny way to word it. The same way you identify as not having your ideal face. Like, you can't see it. Again, you're just telling yourself you don't have it. So tell yourself that you look exactly the way you want to look. People always tell me I look exactly the way I want to look. I have the face of my dreams. My body conforms to me, because your body does conform to you. It's literally controlled by your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is changeable through beliefs, and beliefs are changeable through repetition of beliefs. So, who's to say you don't have your desired face other than you? Literally nobody's saying that but you. If you guys would literally actually pay attention to your self-talk and change it every time it spoke negatively, those are the two things I always say, is changing your self-talk and self-concept. What other questions and problems could you have? There would be no focus on the 30, there would be no focus on circumstances, you would not separate yourself, you would see everything as instantly, you would see your value. Like, that is what is missing, is you don't see like your worth and value and your power. Like, if I say you can have B do it and anything you want, why are you asking about money or a parent exchange or school? Like, what part of that is excluded? Again, many people have done it before. Just be like, hey guys, does anybody have success stories about a parent exchange? And like 10 people are going to say yes. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because you guys still doubt even with hella success stories. Because again, if you do not believe you are worthy and capable, it's going to be hard. That's why I say self-concept, man. Thoughts on how to handle this. I stick to my mental diet and I'm focusing on a new story, yet my limiting beliefs stop me from taking any action out of fear that if I do, the undesired outcome will happen. I feel like I have to wait till circumstances change in the 3D to be okay for me to move on with my life and take action. I don't know what type of action you're talking about. I don't know if you're talking about action to coerce your 3D and force change, or you're talking about like if you want to start a business and you're like, oh, in 3D circumstances, like I don't have enough money and I'm scared to like start, or like YouTube or whatever, start the damn thing. Like this is me telling you to start. I don't know what you're talking about, but start. Like I always tell you guys, I say this especially for specific people, but every desire, don't put your life on hold because things don't look the way you want. Like never put your life on hold for a person because you're waiting for them to come. Like I see, like, oh my god, I've been waiting 3 years for SP and it's not happening. If you are willing to put your life on hold for 3 years for a person who nobody knows, nobody, like they're not even amazing, like they're not even obviously to you, but like that's only because you don't see your worth, but like to any other person they're not anybody, like you have a problem, like a self-concept issue. There is no reason why you're putting your life on hold for 3D to look a certain way when you are the 3D. I don't know how else to verbally explain it. There is no separation. Like like the stories you guys tell yourself match your 3D experience. Like I lost your comment, but you said yet and then something about 3D. Like what is the yet? What is the but? What is the what if? What is the what about? Like you guys are telling yourself what you're experiencing. What you're telling yourself, what you believe about your situation is not separate from what you're experiencing. Like I'm seeing it in these questions. Like, oh, SP isn't coming in. Something about a third party, something about my parents not approving. Like my parents don't approve of my SP. Like what's going on? You just told me your parents don't approve of your SP. Why would they then approve of it? Like, do you understand what I'm trying to say? I really don't know how else to phrase it in a way that will make you guys understand. You are not separate from what is happening in the slightest. What you actually believe about your reality is happening. And the reason you guys are like confused is because you think reality happens and then you have the thoughts about it. You're like, oh my god, I'm in debt. Why? Like, why did this just show up in my reality? It didn't just show up in your reality. Like, you have, like, your beliefs about money are, it's hard to make, it's hard to come by. Like, I'm confused where you guys see the disconnect. Stop telling yourself, I'm not even going to say tell yourself what you're going to experience. Just stop telling yourself you're experiencing anything. I don't care what it is. Anything you don't want to experience, stop telling yourself you're not you are experiencing that thing. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? That is all I can say. I love you too, Debbie. Alright, I don't know what's going on here. Tawan's deleting comments, but Alfred, honestly, I didn't even see your comments because they're all gone now. But honestly, if you want to check, go ahead. Who am I? Who am I to tell you? At the end of the day, you all are going to do what you want to do. If I say don't complain, I'm not saying this to you personally. I'm just saying, like, I can tell you all this stuff and y'all still want to do what you want to do. Especially until you work on self-concept. If that self-concept is low, your behaviors are going to be low too. You're going to be checking. You're going to be wondering. You're like, oh, how do I know if I don't check? How have you known? Again, I already gave you examples. Like, why do you assume you're going to fail a test before you even get the results? Why do you assume there's not going to be more money? I'm sorry I did a timeout because the conversation was going in circles. That's fine. That's fine. Like, I trust your judgment. But why do you assume, are you Nigerian? No, I'm Cameroonian. But yeah, like, you guys, the grades are out though, Gaia. Okay. So, again, I already told you. Either you are saying it doesn't matter, Like, I believe I can change it 100%. So what's the problem? That you need to see in the 3D for you to believe that you can? That's not going to work. Is the whole rant I'm on is that's not going to work. Like, it's not, because you think it is separate from you, is what I'm trying to say. Like, it is just not going to work if you are waiting. Okay. I'm going to sit here and wait for my hair to turn red. How long do you think I'm going to be waiting? Like, let's sit here on live and wait for my hair to change a different color. Yeah, that was a complete waste of the last 40 seconds. Like, what did that do other than me reinforcing the fact that I'm still under? Like, I'm telling myself I am waiting when it is not separate. There is no force outside of me, that is controlling me. Like I would keep going affirming so that the grade would just come to me, basically. Babes, I hope you're affirming to change that identity, that you don't think you can do it, that you think it matters so much that the grades are out, and that you're not focusing on already being in college. At the end of the day, if college is what you want, what difference does the grade make? If you were in college with the grades like, when you're in college, do you think the grades you got in high school will matter? Because they don't. They literally don't. They don't. So, anyways, thanks for the perspective change. You're welcome. I like to say, if I did it once, I can do it again. That's exactly what I say. I don't care. If you manifested a salad, you can manifest some grades. If you manifested a pencil, you can manifest a date. If you manifested, I don't know, child, like a phone, you can manifest some money. Like, you're the only person that tells yourself that there's a difference, because you have all these stories like, oh, money's hard but love is easy, or love is hard but health is easy, or health is hard but appearance is easy, etc. Like, I cannot wait for the day you guys, that's all I want. I just want you guys to be like self-sufficient. Girl, I love your videos. I want to hear more success stories from you. I don't know if you saw my recent Q&A video, but I had a lot in there. But if you didn't, let me know and I'll tell you some. I've had a lot with money. I never talk about them, but random checks in the mail. Yeah. I don't remember where I saw that affirmation. Some girl was like, just affirm that you get random checks in the mail, and I did it, and it's actually funny. It was like, okay, so this was like either early last year or end of 2021. It had to be one of those, because that's when I learned about the law of assumption. I didn't know about it before then, but it was like this random check from, okay, so basically what happened was, junior year of high school, my high school did class rings, and I wanted one because it seemed really cool at the time. And ironically, my family like didn't have enough money for it, because they were like, the cheapest one was like $400, and that was the one I got because I was raised on scarcity. My mom is like scarce, cheap. So like I didn't know anything about manifestation, so it was just kind of like, okay, like I'll just accept it. Even with the payment plan, we couldn't afford that. And I remember, so I did the first payment of the payment plan, and my mom was just like, you're not getting it, like we can't afford that. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then I forgot about it, and then everything happened. Like, I graduated literally, and like literally years later, like I said, this was last year, so the check was from years ago, and it happened the same week that I affirmed I get random checks in the mail. And it was the ring company, and they're like, oh, here's your refund for your first payment of the ring. And it was almost like $200, and I was like, this is from years ago. And this is like, first of all, my school is small, so it's not even like, oh, we have hella students, or this wasn't like a national ring company. Like, this wasn't like K Jewelers. Like, it was a random like local company. I was like, I graduated years ago. Like, I don't believe in coincidences when it comes to manifestation. I didn't question it. I don't remember if I asked for the refund or not, but if I did, I asked for that years ago. So another one, this happened multiple times. One was from an old job because okay, this was during COVID, and my friend had got COVID, and she got paid when she got COVID, and like she was out for like 2 weeks. I think like when you got COVID, you had to be out of school and work for like 2 weeks for quarantine. And then I didn't get it, but I was in contact with somebody who got it, and the doctor was basically like, just to be safe, like just don't be around until you get tested. Like just don't be around. Like just don't go to work and like whatever. So I was like, okay. So I told my job, I was like, oh yeah, like I can't come in. And like my friend, like I said, she was like, oh, I got paid for it. So I was like, okay. And then I went back into work and I didn't get any money. And I went to HR and I was like, where's my money? And they were like, well, did you get COVID? And I was like, no, but I was in contact and they said to like not be around. And they were like, well, that's not good enough because you didn't have it. And I was like, yeah, but I had to be quarantined. And they were basically like, we're not giving you no money. And I was like, oh, I don't know about law of assumption at the time, but I did know about law of attraction. But I didn't even like consciously. I was just like, okay. I remember I just wasn't even freaking out. Mind you, I didn't have 2 weeks of pay. Like I had zero. But I was still working, and I didn't go back and forth. I remember I was just chillaxed. Like I didn't argue. I wasn't like giving my money because I wanted that money. That was like it was almost $1,000 because it's like 14 days worth of getting paid to be home. And then like a couple weeks later, it was just in my account. Like she didn't say anything. She didn't, and I wasn't gonna ask. One thing about me is if I receive money that I didn't know I was supposed to get, I didn't ask for. They said I wasn't gonna get. I'm not asking. I'm not gonna be like, oh, was that correct? Was that correct? I'm not. That's one thing about it. I'm not gonna question when I get random money, when I get random opportunity. I keep my mouth closed, and I'm like, okay. So yeah, that was $1,000 for literally doing nothing because I can. And plus, again, somebody else got it. Like, why would she get it and I didn't? Like, it doesn't like don't don't play in my face like that. I don't we're not doing that. If she got the money, I can too. And then I saw this one TikTok. There was this girl and her friend had got a new job, and she like put her 2 weeks in, worked her 2 weeks for her old job and got a new job. And for a year, she was still getting the same amount of checks. Like she was still getting paid from the old job, even though she wasn't there. Like, and they had no idea. So she was getting two incomes for working one job. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go. Merry Christmas, everybody. It was great talking to you. I'm sorry I couldn't answer everybody, but I love you guys so much. Alfred, yeah, work on self concept. I haven't even been reading questions, but you gotta work on self concept, babe. I love you though. Anyways, Merry Christmas, everybody. Have a good day. Have a good night. Yeah. Bye. Work on self concept. Work on self concept. Work on self concept. Bye.